What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another preview. So look, we've not done previews for quite a while because the season's obviously been gone since May, and these pre-season games, we've played two, but I've not really felt the need to do a preview because it's the first couple of games. But this one I thought I'll do a preview. I'm not going to get into it how I normally do when it's a Premier League game, but I think we deserve a preview because we could be seeing Victor Gyökeres's non-competitive debut. We could be seeing a couple of more team selections that we've not seen before. It's interesting because this is the last pre-season game we're playing on Thursday in Hong Kong against Tottenham. I believe it's the first North London derby away from the UK, and yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's obviously a derby end of the day. For me, I'm not going to take it serious. I don't care when people say, oh, it's Tottenham, there's no such thing as a pre-season friendly game and all that lot, but it is a friendly game and there's no need to start shooting and getting your bazookas out, getting your grenade launchers out and your rockets. There's no point. You keep that in your arsenal for later on. So look, preview. First thing I'm going to say is Tottenham have got an atrocious record against us recently. In the last 6 games, we've won 5 and drawn 1, and then the one before that we lost, which was like back in 2022. I believe it was like one of the last games of the season, trying to get top 4. We got an early red card, and I believe, from my memory, they scored 3 in the first half. We thought it's going to be more, but then we seemed to get a draw in the second half. So look, we've smashed them. We've beat them 3 times in a row. Drawn 2-2 before that. When it was the start of the season, Jorginho fucked it up after we got on the lead, and then we drew 2-2. Before that, we won the 2 before that as well. So look, we've won 5 and drawn 1, and lost 1 before that. So yeah, history tells you Arsenal's gonna give them a good thumping. I hope so. End of the day, we've won our 2 pre-season friendlies so far. Let's try and win this one, especially abroad, for our fans abroad supporting us in Hong Kong and all over Asia. You know, without fans, this team's nothing. So it's good that they're doing these tours, giving the opportunity to less fortunate fans who support Arsenal just as much as we do, but are on the other side of the world and they can't get a ticket for shit. Yeah, some people can't even leave their countries. We've got to understand that. So let's give them a good game. Let's try and not turn it up too much, but you know, let's try and score a few goals and not make it competitive, but let's make it a watchable game. Yeah. So other than that, look, I think he's gonna obviously do a lot of rotations again. Raya's gonna be playing. Kepa's gonna be playing the defence. I'm not sure what's happening with Calafiori. I've not heard if he's actually injured or if he just hobbled off as a precautionary measure. Hopefully it is that. I think Lewis Skelly will play this game. I think he's going to start off with quite a tough team. I really do. I don't think he wants to lose this, even though it is a friendly. So I'm going to go with Raya to start. And I'm going to go Kepa to start this game, yeah? I'm very comfortable with Kepa. He's a top keeper. He saved 3 penalties in the penalty shootout, remember. Made a couple of good saves as well. So I'm going to start with Kepa. On the right back, I think Timber's not fit enough to start this, but I'm going to give him quite a bit of game time in the second half. But I'm going to start with Ben White. I think he's played well, and he's obviously wants to come back to the Arsenal team, which is good. And then I'm going to go with Saliba and Kivior, because Calafiori, I believe, is going to be sitting this one out. And then Lewis Skelly on the left. Now in midfield, I'm going to start with Norgard. I'm going to keep Zubimendi for the second half. We've got to be careful with these new signings. Give Norgard a game. He's a good player. Norgard, and then we've got the likes of Marino, Odegaard, Waneri, Rice. Who can we pick for this game? I think it's fair to start Waneri again because obviously he's got a lot to prove and he needs that sort of game time more than anybody. So does Odegaard, so does Rice. But we don't want to make it too powerful, right? Because everyone's going to get some minutes in the second half anyway. So I'm going to start Odegaard this game with Mikel Merino. So Rice and Waneri on the bench for me. They'll come on in the second half. And then up top, everyone's waiting for that centre position, seeing if Gyökeres is going to be starting. But for me, on the right, Saka plays. He has to. We need to get those minutes under his belt. Yeah, we need him to get match fitness more than anybody on this team. So he needs to play, obviously take it easy as much as possible, mate. And then on the left, we're choosing between Martinelli and Trossard. Look, it's got to be Trossard for me. Yeah, it's Trossard for me. And then up front, we play Havertz or Gyökeres. For me, it's an easy one. It's as easy peasy lemon squeezy. Havertz plays up front. Gyökeres, no chance starts this game. If he starts this game, then he must be super fit and he must have been training like rapidly and keeping up his fitness levels while he was on strike against Sporting Lisbon. But for me, no, Havertz plays this game and Gyökeres comes on in the second half for the last 20-25 minutes. Look, we want to give the fans something to be excited about the whole game. So let's keep them on the edge of the seats and get Gyökeres on in the last 20-25 minutes. And hopefully we'll see that Bane celebration come out for the first time. That's my team lineup. So in terms of Tottenham, obviously they're European champions, Europa League champions, should I say. I'm not sure what's happening in their pre-season games. I think they even played 2 the other day in one day. I don't know how that works out unless they had 2 separate teams and whatever, squad rotations and all that lot. But for me, Tottenham, they won the Europa League playing against the shittest teams possible, and it's a 50-50 game. You toss a coin in the final, it's Man United or Spurs. Spurs won it, yeah? Other than that, who did they actually play? Gone are the days where you play Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals, where you play AC Milan in the quarter-finals, and the last 16 you're playing against the likes of Sporting Lisbon, Olympiacos, who can give you a good game. Now it's about teams that are, I don't even know how to pronounce half of these teams, honestly. But it is what it is. It's a trophy, and they didn't really play anyone to win that. So for me, that I don't give 2 shits about them winning that Europa League. I really don't. It doesn't bother me as an Arsenal fan that Tottenham won something. It really doesn't. We've got 14 titles, 13 titles, 14 FA Cups, couple of League Cups. What have Tottenham got? Seriously. So for me, I think it is going to be a game of goals. I really do. I think it's got goals written all over it. Especially if one team scores, the other team's just not going to want to lose. If we can get an early goal, I think it's going to set up for a great match. So for me, I'm gonna go for like a 4-2 win for Arsenal. I'm gonna put in a couple of goals there. I think Havertz will score, and I think Saka will score, and I think Gyökeres will score as well. The other one, it could be like a centre back coming in with a strong header from a corner, something like that. But I think it's not going to be an easy game because it's pre-season. Some turn up, some don't. So it depends what your game plan is and if you execute it well. So that's the preview, guys. There's not really more depth needed to get into this. So let me know what you think. And just one bit of news about Eze. Apparently Arsenal are not willing to match the release clause, so it's looking likely that we may not go in for Eze, and if that is the case, we could be falling short again. My oh my. So let's leave it as that, shall we?